right?
Yeah, I feel like one of the things I continue to face that I'm a bit better at now is I think some people in the world, like you, process emotions very quickly and also out loud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by
So
talking.
what I've noticed is that when you have a set of feelings, you can very quickly connect it to what might be going on and potential like adjustments that need to be made, and even quite specific on what boundaries have been crossed and that you need addressed. Whereas I think other people like me, okay, I have this feeling about something you just said or did. I don't know what it is, but I acknowledge that this shit ain't right, and I need some time to either journal about it or just think about it. Sometimes it's like 20 minutes,
Mm,
sometimes it's 5 minutes, though sometimes it's a bit longer. And I think that probably will come up as an issue for a lot of couples, right?
mhm.
Because if you have different processing
Yeah,
speeds and different processing styles,
yeah,
where you prefer to talk out loud,
yeah,
to work on it out loud, and
yeah.
I prefer to just fucking shut up and leave it alone. Let me think about it. Let me think about it, and then when I come to you, I will sort of present how I feel without all the collateral damage.
Mm,
And I think that's a learned pattern,
mhm.
because in the past I would go from something happened, this is my reaction, I would go straight away. And because I'm quite a fiery person, my reaction would always cause too much damage. And then I would like let it out. And then once it was out, I was like, oh, okay, like that was a bit much, right? Yeah, so I've learned to sort of don't say that. Like, don't send the message, don't call the person, don't yell at the person, just give it some time and think about it.
Mm, yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people probably identify with that because you never marry yourself, right? You marry someone who's so different and you
Mm,
have to learn how they function, right?
mm.
But the best way I like to think about it is how can I be the expert of you and you the expert of me,
Oh, that's
right?
interesting. What are you, a couples therapist? Wait, huh. So then how do you actively, okay, let's just say not us, let's just say a new couple that you're working with. If you're trying to flesh out that concept, how would you
So it's
describe
like,
it?
okay, if now you're trying to be the expert of Larry, right? What
Fucking Larry.
what do you think? Like, why do you think Larry is so pissed off right now, right? Like, why do you like knowing his history, like the kind of, childhood or upbringing he's had? Why do you think he might be having a bigger reaction to the situation than you had thought he would, right? And that's a version of us. And I usually say it's us in couples therapy. It's like, let us now become the experts of Larry. So we're doing it as a team,
Mm,
right? Even Larry's included. He's also trying to be the expert of Larry. So we're trying to figure out how he functions and why he does things and what variables are in there that's causing this bigger reaction.
Yeah, I think that's a really smart way to and practical way to look at it because of a few reasons. One, it invites Larry to step outside of the situation and look at it from like third party perspective. Actually, both of them can look at
Yeah.
it like from the
So
outside
he
looking
doesn't
in.
feel defensive as well. Because if everyone's like, oh, well, Larry's like shitty, then he's like, ah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
if he's
yeah.
outside of it and they're just looking at it
Mm,
objectively in third person.
And actually, it's quite an easy exercise to start if you do it like that, because like, okay, this situation happened. If we try and be experts of Larry, why do you think he might have reacted this way?
Mm.
And then if they say, oh, because he got a short temper, then you can go one layer deeper. Where did that short temper come from? Or who might
Mm.
have modeled that in his past? Or where might his trust have been broken in the past that have led him to this sort of a pattern, that sort of thing?
Yeah, you, Larry.
Fucking Larry. It does make me think, look, it's a very common thing now on social media to talk about inner child work.
Mm.
And personally, maybe because I got my degree in psych so long ago, where it wasn't really talked about like that, I find it a bit cringy to.
Is it just the term?
Yeah, it's just the term. Like,
That
obviously, like shit that happened to you when you were a kid
yeah.
affects who you are now, and you should probably look at those patterns because you developed them when you're fucking like 8 years old, right? But the term inner child work
Yeah.
annoys me, but maybe it's just me.
No, I mean, I don't think you're alone in finding some of those very commonly used psych pop.
Pop psych. Yeah, it's a
Pop
pop psych
psych.
term.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, it's common, I think, for people to hear a pop psych term or any term too many times and then you start getting sick of it. I think similar to like if you hear a song too many times and then you start disliking it, right? It doesn't hold as much meaning and it just becomes a word that is too familiar. Is it that it's too familiar or that it's gross?
I think maybe I just don't like the influencers that talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, there's my point of bringing it up is not about my annoyance with the term. I feel like maybe people don't recognize that enough because, especially with men, because I tend to work with men, there's a narrative that is common of, oh, this is just the way I am. And I think there's inherent laziness in that type of statement. And there's also, I think, a lack of knowledge about how to navigate these things that exists there. And I think part of the issue is people don't recognize that how they grew up when they were young really affects how they operate when they're adults. And there's a huge, huge opportunity to figure out how to work on yourself just by thinking about what you said. How do we become experts on Larry? The exercises like that will kind of bring clarity to, right?
And we don't have to call it inner child work.
Yeah.
We can call it, I mean, it's basically how did your family of origin affect how you interact with life today, right?